TB Sports officially on the air as we are getting ready for week number 4 of the RXFL and a battle of the unbeatens. 3-0 Austin versus 3-0 New York. It's another Monday Night Football here in a jam-packed MetLife Stadium. We got SK Money here in the house. We got Alpha Sapphire, SK Money playing Pokemon for the first time. I don't know if he got his first badge or not. Alpha Sapphire said, how was Japan? Japan was awesome. We talked a little bit about it on, we did a live stream where we played Gravity Days, and we talked a little bit about it there. So I encourage you guys to check that out because that's up right now on our Patreon page. But yes, it was super fun. It was awesome. It was a great time. Everybody should go. Definitely go check it out. A blast, and I'll be going back next year. So there you go, Madden 18. Good. I think we're just gonna be playing the older Maddens, the older games, because that's what's getting the hits on YouTube. That's what's getting the views. I need to play a round of the Pokemon card game coming up this weekend because that series has blown up recently on YouTube. So definitely need to play another session of that here on the channel. But for right now, we are getting ready for another battle on the RXFL. Now, you're seeing at the bottom of your screen Sacramento and North Florida. If you guys didn't get a chance to check that out, it is a Thursday night football game. It is up right now on our Patreon page. The Thursday night games are exclusive to Patreon, and that was an excellent game. We've had 4 awesome Thursday night football games. So if one game a week is not enough for you in the RXFL, patreon.com/TBSports27 will get you 17 bonus games in the RXFL. So Michael Vick, he's the defending league MVP, won it all, league MVP, but did not have a deep postseason run last year. Got the Austin Armadillos off to a 3-0 start. And the committee is going to rank these teams. Now, stay tuned if you're watching live with us, like Alpha Sapphire and like SK Money. If you're watching live with us, you guys are going to get to see the Week 5 rankings because we're going to rank all 32 teams. The committee is coming up, so stay tuned for that as you're looking at the Armadillos roster. Alpha Sapphire, he's dedicated to setting up the franchise. Come on. Put the time in, man. That's awesome. He's putting it in. So, Michael Vick, not a surprise that the Austin Armadillos undefeated, but I don't think a lot of people had the New York Slashers as an unbeaten team, as Mike Evans with the reception turning upfield here. Of course, you guys might remember the New York Shamrocks last season. They were known as, but rebranded this season as the New York Slashers, which was their previous name in our previous leagues that we did in NCAA 06 and 07, and we had in one of the versions of Madden, and we also had in All-Pro 2K8 before we changed them to the New York, New Jersey Assassins, which was one of the preset names in the game. Look at Chuck Foreman with some big runs. Now, I encourage you guys, if you want to see Steve Atwater, if you want to see the legendary corner Steve Atwater get absolutely embarrassed by Saquon Barkley, not once, not twice, 3 times on the field of play, you want to go over to Patreon and watch that game between North Florida and Sacramento. A wild, wild game. And yeah, Steve Atwater, he's not going to be the same after that one. We'll just say that. Good opening drive here. Yeah, SK Money, I don't know, should I put it out there? SK Money's been doing some good, he's been doing some emulation these days, man. He's got the big ups. Michael Vick on the run, and he's going to slide down just before getting beheaded by Carl Banks. So, Mike Vick rushing the ball well, looking for back-to-back MVP bids. How's your arena football going, Alpha Sapphire? Who are you playing with in the game? Looking for back-to-back MVPs, Michael Vick. And Chuck Foreman, huge opening, was not touched. And how about the Austin Armadillos in your Week 4 game of the week in the RXFL with the touchdown opening drive for Austin. no problem. And the extra point here to make it a 7-point game is going to be booted right through by Norm Johnson. And it is 7-0 here. The New York Dragons, solid pick. I like the old Dragon uniforms, man. There's something cool about them. Easy TD, yes sir. So now we switch over. I'm going to set this controller down. I'm going to pick up the controller for the New York Slashers and see if we can even it up here. If the game's close, then you know I did good on both sides of the ball there. But if it's a blowout, then, you know. But here comes Fran Tarkenton. Starting off this season hot. 6 touchdown passes, just the 1 interception. Much like we saw Jim Kelly, who went to the Ultra Bowl and come up just short. Fran Tarkenton's a guy that's been to numerous Super Bowls, much like Jim Kelly, and looking for his very first Pro Football Championship, hoping that'll be here in the RXFL with the New York Slashers. So 1st and 10, and Tarkenton is going to throw it on 1st down, and that one bounced all over the place and falls to the turf incomplete. A look at your New York Slashers here on offense. Doug Baldwin, Joseph Adai. How about Christian Okoye? You guys remember Christian Okoye? SK Money, I think he's a big Christian Okoye fan. You know, big Kansas City Chiefs running back. A rarity. No college football experience, man. He came in just on pure athleticism. If you don't know about Christian Okoye, well documented all over YouTube. Go check him out. But he is not going to go too far on that handoff. And look at this. It is going to be a 3rd and long here for the New York Slashers in prime time on their own turf here. Tarkenton steps up and incomplete. How about the deflection? D'Angelo Hall coming in and hitting Allen Robinson right in the back. Incomplete. Look at this. Allen Robinson had a beat on him, but my goodness, D'Angelo Hall comes up, knocks it away, and the New York Slashers here, they're going to go 3 and out for the Navy and Gold. We get Deshaun Jackson. He's has a pretty famous punt return for a touchdown in this very stadium. If some of you guys, your NFL history might know a little bit about that, but Chuck Foreman doesn't have too many rushing yards coming into week 4. That's actually kind of surprising how low that is for him. Just under 300 yards. I guess that's about 100 yards a game, so maybe that's not terrible, right? I guess that's okay. We're still early in the season, so we'll see what Chuck can do on this one, but Chuck doesn't get too much on the run. Rodney Harrison in on the tackle, and pretty stacked defense here for the New York Slashers. You got Chuck Howley, Joe Schmidt, Carl Banks. We saw make a big play on the first drive. Rodney Harrison, of course, Ed Reed. Madden 18 and FIFA 16, the GOATs back in the day. For me, the Madden that I really liked was Madden 12. I played that one a lot. Madden 12 got played a lot in this house. 2nd down and 10. Michael Vick. And looking for Chuck Foreman, but they could not get on the same page. And Coach O'Brien got to dial up something on a 3rd and long now for the Armadillos. Vick rolling out. Look at this. Oh, what a catch. Inbounds? No, they say out of bounds. Roger Carr, who's a new addition here to the Austin Armadillos. Simpsons hit and run. I was trying to get SK Money to play Crazy Taxi today, which is the predecessor. That looked like that was good, right? Can we challenge that? That was what Simpsons Hit and Run was based off of. You can never challenge anything in this stupid game. I don't understand why. I don't get it. Well, we had controversy in the North Florida and Sacramento game, so what's a little bit more controversy here? But yeah, SK Money, I don't know if SK Money, maybe he dipped already, but SK Money, I told him he needs to play some Crazy Taxi. Maybe after he gets his first badge in Pokemon, that'll be the big step for him there. So, second drive here of the game for Tarkenton and the New York Slashers, and immediately to Jarvis Landry, and some positive yards here for the New York Slashers, which they didn't have in the opening game. And Simpson's Road Rage, that was it. Simpson's Road Rage. Hit and Run was based off of Road Rage, but it was more story driven. Christian Okoye for the first down. But all those Simpson games, and those are usually, they always say they're not good, right? The games that are based off of TV shows or movies usually is kind of thrown together for a quick buck, but those Simpson games they were solid. They were really good. Another decent run here for Christian Okoye. Tackle on the play by Brian Arakpo. And for the final time, we're going to look at some roster members. How about Tombstone Jackson out there? Patrick Willis. Of course, we just talked about Arakpo. Patrick Peterson, Adrian Wilson, D'Angelo Hall. Is it any wonder that this Austin Armadillos team is undefeated right now at 3-0? Somebody is going to go to 4-0. And I would think that they would have the inside track at the #1 ranking coming up here. Yes, after week 4, we're going to start ranking the teams. We're going to go into the rankings, and they won't have too much of a play as far as the postseason. A lot of bragging rights, kind of what comes from the rankings. But 3rd down and 4, and Tarkenton, no problem to Zach Ertz. Good to see Zach Ertz knowing he can catch the ball again. And I say that as an Arizona Cardinal fan. It was definitely a less than exciting experience having Zach Ertz on the team, and his catching ability not quite there in Arizona as it was in Philadelphia. Tarkenton sneaks that one in there to Ertz. Patrick Willis. How cool is it to see Patrick Willis, man? It's weird just talking with Alpha Sapphire about Madden 12. Patrick Willis in Madden 12. Whoa. That was a monster, right? My goodness. Handoff to Christian Okoye, and a first down for the New York Slashers. So no helmet logo for the Slasher. Almost got to use your imagination. I don't know, what kind of cool design they would have. Or maybe the center stripe is kind of like the slash. But do we have any other blank helmet teams in the game? I don't know if we do. I don't know if we have any other blank helmets. I think this might be the only one. So maybe it's unique. Maybe unique to the New York Slashers here. Now that the Jets, which we're obviously using the Jets template here for the New York Slashers, now that the Jets are changing uniforms back to the New York Sack Exchange uniforms, I wonder if there's a way we can incorporate the green, kind of what they wore nowadays, because they got the more modern look that they just turned away from, because they kind of got the slashes on the shoulders and all that. Look at this play action fake. And Jarvis Landry, first down. Something with the green and the white. But the only issue is the Dublin Tigers also wear the green and white and the black, which those Jets colors are. So I don't know if there's a way to do that or not. But this is a good second drive here for the New York Slashers. Back on the ground game to Christian Okoye and Patrick Willis. So far, Christian Okoye has been a little slow, which is kind of rare for him. Coming out of the gates here, slow on the handoff. And you see, barely kind of turning up field a little bit here. Shout out Patreon supporters, K Duckman, Damon, Dan the Man, Dan the Legend. Thank you guys for your continued support always. I haven't seen Dan in the chat in a little bit. Dan, regular chatter not too long ago, but I hope to see Dan back again, but continues his support over on Patreon. So thank you so much, Dan. And do check out that game between North Florida and Sacramento. You get a bonus game of the RXFL, 17 bonus games for the RXFL, plus the Utah Utes post-game report that gives you all the top 25, all the recruitment, all the Heisman watch. 4th and inches. So they do not give them the first down. And look at this. The New York Slashers are going to go for it here on 4th and inches with time ticking down in the first. And Christian Okoye gets denied. It's a turnover on downs. How about the Austin Armadillos? Boy, the Slashers, we're going to see if that comes back to cost them at all or not. My goodness. Oh boy, hold on. We got a channel switch here. TV Sports Mascot stepped on the remote, and we just switched to Pluto TV, which was last playing the Impact Wrestling channel. Michael Vick nearly got picked off. I'm blaming the TV Sports Mascot right there. Carl Banks nearly coming away with the INT. Good job getting the stop, but man, they are packed back right now. Are the Austin Armadillos, and Chuck Foreman doesn't get too far. We were talking about Patreon. Shout out again to our Patreon supporters. They help keep this channel alive. We've had to reduce the number of streams that we're doing going forward. You guys notice that we don't get on as much on Tuesdays anymore, and it's going to be a reduced schedule going forward. But with your continued support, we can up those streams and we can bring back a more heavy schedule. So check us out, not only on Patreon, but support the channel on Twitch, on YouTube. Michael Vick with the first down. Follow on Twitch like our good man Alpha Sapphire is. Hit the subscribe button on the video on YouTube. With your continued support, we can upload more videos, we can do more streams, we can get back to a regular schedule, but definitely is going to be a bit of a reduced schedule going forward until we could hit some of those milestone numbers that you need to hit on YouTube and Twitch and all that to be able to invest the time into it, I suppose it were. So if you want to help out the channel, you know, continue survival of the channel is up to you guys. Have you guys in our corner, survival of channel dependent, support the channel in any way you can, and we do appreciate it there. So back to Chuck Foreman. Wow, Foreman swallowed up Aaron Donald, calling his name for the first time, just recently retired in real life. Well, at the time that we are streaming this, the announcement was that he recently retired. It's going to be a couple months after the fact that that announcement was that this will come out on YouTube. So 3rd and 2 for the Armadillos. They want to keep up momentum after getting the stop, and Vick to Gronkowski. Man, what? How different? And not to say that Mike Vick didn't have a great career, but he obviously didn't have that Super Bowl game, not the Super Bowl championship. Got to a couple of conference championships, but how different would Michael Vick's career have been if he had a Rob Gronkowski to throw it to in Atlanta, right? Like, how crazy would that have been? Vick on the run. There he goes, and kind of just ran out of real estate there. Chased out of bounds by Chuck Howley. They were all the way backed up at their own goal line. Now look at where they are. And Foreman, boy, he was going right behind Gronk. And Howley came in again, wrapped him up, and threw him to the ground. So they've gotten Chuck Foreman dialed in here. They don't want another 200-yard rushing performance like we saw on the Patreon Thursday night game. That, oh, look at this. Saquon Barkley had. Oh, my computer says I'm low on disk space. How much space? I got to delete some of these Twitch recordings. Let's see. Let's look at, I'm going to check my memory. Oh, my goodness. I only got 14 gigs free. All right, we got to delete. Let's go to videos. Delete them all. You can delete Stadium Stampede too, right? Trash them. Yes. Permanently delete. SK Money knows about that. He had a situation. All right, how about that? It should be good for our disk space, right? Oh, look at that. We got 300 gigs free. We're in the zone now. Oh, Foreman. They're hitting him hard. Carl Banks coming back there, drilling down Chuck Foreman. 2nd and 9 for the Armadillos. Michael Vick. Vick. Woo! Tried to get that one in there to Josh Gordon. Is Josh Gordon in the UFL this year? Oh, yes, sir. SK Money getting the... I told you, SK Money. SK Money went with the Charmander. He's playing Pokemon for the very first time, and he went with Charmander. And I told him, I said, those first 2 gyms, they're going to be rough. You got to level up. I don't know. You got a Caterpie or anything? Some grass. Michael Vick stepping up. Oh, I don't think he wanted to go past the line of scrimmage, but he did. Keep grinding, my friend. SK Money, cheer him on. Got to keep grinding. You're going to get it. So, decent drive for the Austin Armadillos, but it's going to stall out there on the stop. The New York Slashers. So, punting the ball away, Thomas Morstead. And we saw some really good punts in our Thursday night game. We're seeing some really good punts here tonight. Down inside the 5-yard line. And much like the Austin Armadillos, the New York Slashers are going to have to go to the distance. They don't have a lot of time, though. Only 4 minutes. This first half has gone by. And Christian Okoye with a really good run straight up the middle. But they're not going to be able to ground and pound it here. They got to get Fran Tarkenton moving around because time is running out. And it's kind of interesting, this battle, too. Fran Tarkenton, kind of the original scrambler, like the OG from back in the day, SK Money's day. He grew up watching Tarkenton. And then Michael Vick, like the modern-day scrambler. So different eras here, but it's definitely similar quarterback play here. Do you have a favorite Fran Tarkenton game, SK Money? What's your favorite? I know David Paul is a big Tarkenton guy. Tarkenton dropping back, and he's got an open Zach Ertz for the first down. 6 of 9. Hello, and a Ryusuke Taguchi. Be excited about that one. 69th IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And Tarkenton back to throw it again. Short one out to a lot of his passes to Zach Ertz. How many of those 7? I think 4 or 5 have gone to Zach Ertz. Slashers. Whoa, SK Money. Brock putting the beat down on him. You got to get more potions. Make sure you have potions. Keep potioning them up, everybody. SK Money's getting rocked by Brock. Should we do a stream? Should we do an SK Money stream? We help him out on his first. We gotta get the E-Man and SK Money first Pokemon excursion. Help him out. E-Man was trying to give some advice to SK Money today. The green kind of doesn't make sense when they're wearing the blue and gold, but I guess you could say it's like a Shamrock's leftover. What do you like the Shamrock's name, or do you like the New York Slashers name? We're bringing back some of the old team names from the original, our OG league. So, the Cheetahs, the Slashers, the Bandits. Of course, we got the Dallas Outlaws, which Alpha Sapphire helped us name the Dallas Outlaws, right? Because we changed from the Dallas Desperados, since they're going to be in Arena Football that we've been playing. Go check out the Arena Football series if you haven't checked it out yet. 16-0. SK Money, that broke his heart. 16-0 for the Grand Rapids Rampage, but my goodness, what a playoff run that was. So 2-minute warning, and Tarkenton and company, they are in solid positioning here. Man, the curl routes, no problem for Tarkenton. Maybe he needs to talk to Tom Brady III, try to figure out some of these curl routes that have been a disaster here. So 1st and 10, and Tarkenton is... Oh, Doug Baldwin, incomplete. Patrick Peterson made sure that one did not go in for a score. Holy smokes. We haven't seen Tarkenton run the ball much in this game, and he's going to be brought down on a quarterback sack by Bill Stanfill. So 3rd down and 19. It's 3rd and forever, basically. Almost got to get in the end zone here. They got everyone spread wide out, so they're going to take a shot. And Tarkenton is going to step up, and wide open is Zach Ertz, who's having a huge day on Monday night. Touchdown, New York Slashers. And that was a 95-yard drive that the Slashers went on. And they will be one extra point away from this one being tied up. Now, remember the points that left out on the board, whether it would have been 7, whether it would have been 3. If this ends up being a close game down the stretch, you got to think about that. Josh Russo, extra point is good. Now there is a 96-yard drive on 11 plays. But Austin Armadillo's here. Michael Vick, the defending league MVP. He's going to have a minute, probably about a minute by the time that Deshaun Jackson takes his kick return back. So 101 from Michael Vick. His legs are going to be absolutely critical here. And they're going to go empty set, empty formation. Not even putting Chuck Foreman back there. And Vick is going to go right down the field. Wow, there was a lot of pushing and shoving down there. Ed Reed was all over Roger Carr. No flag, though. And we saw a controversial no call in the Thursday night football game that is exclusive to patreon.com/TBSports27 between North Florida and Sacramento. Go check that one out, guys. Go check the controversial finish to that one. It is going to be a quarterback sack, and we have the Slashers calling a timeout now. So check that out on 3rd and 20. Not really a whole lot you can do on 3rd and 20 off of that sack. So New York, they might get the football back here. Oh my goodness, Chuck Foreman. And we have an injury timeout. What a hit. I don't know if we couldn't get a number on who had that hit on Foreman. But he is just left out there. Foreman, yeah, he's feeling it. These guys, they got wear and tear, definitely. And a lot of these guys, I mean, they obviously played last season, but haven't played football in years, some cases decades, stepping back out there. You take that big hit, it kind of wakes you up. Slashers were able to save a timeout because of that injury to Chuck Foreman. And it's just going to be an abdominal strain, so Otis Anderson's going to come in temporarily. But here's the thing here. Here's the situation. You got the Slashers. You get 3 points out of this thing. You can go on a drive. Tarkenton for Zach Ertz. Wow, Zach Ertz, MVP of the first half. I wish this was the Zach Ertz I saw as a Cardinals fan. It was not. So, man, 29 seconds, and Ertz has his X factor. Tarkenton might just keep going to Ertz. Look at this. There he goes again, but the downside is you only got the one timeout, so you got to hurry. Oh, time is ticking. We'll look at the clock. And they're going to go to Ertz again, and just barely got that final timeout called. Whew, almost wasn't worth the risk. Look at the first half from Zach Ertz, but here we go. Field goal attempt from Josh Russo to give the New York Shamrocks the lead, and an impressive job by the defense holding Michael Vick and the Austin Armadillos out of the end zone after that opening drive in the first half. Guys, this is going to be a good second half. This is the battle of undefeateds, 3-0 versus 3-0. Just 11 passing yards for Michael Vick. Don't go anywhere. Come on back for the second half. Austin Armadillos, New York Slashers. Somebody is going to 4-0 in the RXFL.